When someone chooses the profession of nursing, they've chosen to serve.
Nursing is a lifetime of learning kind of profession, and we take pride in the work that we do.
We want to maximize that ability and give them the knowledge that they need, enhance that caregiving.
If you surround yourself with great people, you become better yourself. Excellence begets excellence.
Our bar is high here. We want the best care.
If someone's about excellence, they engage in it ongoing.
It's more than just like holding a hand. It's more than an assessment. It's really advocating for your patient and rooting for them to get better.
We are not a team that says, if we can't meet your need, sorry, and we can't meet your need, there's someone else who can, or we will connect you, or we will provide you with another resource.
Medical workers, I think, have an extra big heart. They are already winners when they chose to take the call to care for others.
They have a willingness to give, a willingness to serve, and that really makes excellence.
When you take all of our talents and all of our skills and put them together, we're a very powerful team.
We do not stop until we run the gamut and really attempt to respond and meet that person's need.
These patients are trusting us with their well-being, with their care, with their lives in a lot of ways.
They realize that they're being fully cared for and that they're absolutely safe.
Each and every day I see different nurses go in, sit down on chairs beside family members, talk to them. I want to treat my patients the way I would want to be treated.
We ask the patient or identify what is their top priority. What is it that they need? It isn't necessarily what I think that they need. Oftentimes we're able to meet that need. One day when I was still with the mobile coach, we received a phone call from a father. He and his wife had actually gone into Franklinton looking for their son. They knew he was using drugs and suffering from addiction. He asked if we would just look for his son. It was only probably a few weeks later or a month later that our patient advocate did encounter his son and gave him the information and said, your father called us and he's looking for you and he would love for you to call him. We did find out later when they reached back out to us that the son had indeed contacted his family, called his father, and they had reunited. And it was, I believe that was in October, and he ended up spending Thanksgiving with his family. And so that was the epitome of the work that we do.
I've watched my children go through some things where they were vulnerable, where they were the patient. And every day when I was at the hospital with them, it was the nurses at the bedside that made the really big difference. The surgeons are amazing, physicians are amazing. They all do wonderful, amazing things, and they're certainly a really big part of the puzzle. But the nurse who noticed the little change in my daughter's color, or the fact that she didn't eat as much today, or, just those simple things that really made the big difference to the overall picture of the care. I became a nurse because I was in a different profession where I feel I was lacking that human connection. But I haven't regretted one moment of it. It is one of my greatest accomplishments, but it gives back every single day.
There's no better thing for me than to have a patient say, I knew I was going to die until you told me I wasn't. I've had that conversation a few times recently. And that's pretty powerful. That's a nice way to leave your day.
From a child, I wanted to be a nurse. And I know my calling is as a teacher, as an educator. And it's so rewarding to see how students may enter the course and not knowing anything, and then to see how they achieve is a remarkable thing, to see how they've grown.
When you do get that person who is successful in addiction recovery, when you do get that person that you've reconnected with their family, when you have those wins, that's what makes it worth it.
That first time when they come out of surgery and stand up, and everything is different. There's no more pain. already they're seeing their lives in a way that they didn't see it before, doing things, playing with grandkids. And that's what we do, and that's why I love my job.
Now that I've been doing it for as long as I have, I can't picture myself doing anything else. This is just me. Nursing is a part of me. This is where I belong.